The long wait is finally over because Jayson Tatum made his highly anticipated return to the floor yesterday against the Dallas Mavericks after 299 days. And it did not disappoint. He looked solid in his first action since that devastating Achilles injury in the 2025 playoffs and managed to put up 15 points along with 12 rebounds and 7 assists in 27 minutes of play. The Boston Celtics walked away with a dominant 120-100 victory while Tatum showed flashes of his former self despite shooting just 6 for 16 from the field. It was a massive milestone for the franchise and the city of Boston to see their superstar back in uniform and moving around during a real game. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now so you never miss an update on the latest news around the league. Fans were saying watching Jayson Tatum move around the court looked like he is currently playing with the vertical leap of an old man. I disagree, but people felt he did not have the explosive lift that we are used to seeing when he attacks the rim or rises up for those patented contested jumpers. This is a guy who used to fly through the air, but right now he looks like he is playing at a local YMCA on a Sunday morning. It is messed up that they are really comparing him to 42-year-old LeBron James having more bounce and athleticism than Jayson Tatum does right now. LeBron is entering the twilight of his career, yet he is still throwing down massive dunks, while Tatum looks like he is struggling to get over a piece of paper. But come on, guys, I would be so happy if LeBron got traded for Tatum. It's not even close. Tatum is a franchise player. LeBron is on his retirement tour. We really need to give the man a break because having nearly 300 days of rust is going to make anyone look slow on the basketball court. You cannot expect a player to go from a couch to a high-stakes game against professional athletes and look like a superstar immediately. The timing was clearly off, and his rhythm was not where it needs to be for him to dominate a game like he used to do. It takes time for the central nervous system to get back into the flow of a professional game, and we should expect him to look better with every single week that passes. He is basically starting from scratch, and the rust is just a temporary hurdle he has to jump over. The most impressive part of his return was how he managed to impact the game with his elite playmaking and high-level basketball IQ. Even though his shot was not falling and his legs felt heavy, he still found a way to grab 12 rebounds and dish out 7 assists to his teammates. This shows that he does not need to be a high flyer to help the Boston Celtics win games against tough opponents like the Dallas Mavericks. He was moving the ball effectively and making the right reads, which kept the offense humming even when he was not scoring efficiently. His ability to adapt his game while he physically recovers is a testament to how much he has grown as a leader and a player. There is a massive amount of anxiety surrounding his Achilles and whether or not that tendon will ever feel 100% again. That specific injury is a career killer for many athletes because it takes away the explosive first step that is required to beat defenders. Every time he landed awkwardly or took a hard step, the entire stadium seemed to hold its breath in fear of a setback. But it gets even crazier when you look at how the team is performing without him being at his peak. The fear is real because we have seen so many legends lose their spark after this exact same surgery, and Tatum is currently fighting against those historical odds, but I believe in him. He looked really good in his return yesterday for a player who has not played in forever. I am very confident he will return to at least a similar player of what he used to be. The Boston Celtics are so deep and talented that they do not even need Jayson Tatum to be a superhero for them to blow teams out of the building. They already have a stellar record, and the addition of a 60% version of Tatum makes them even more terrifying for the rest of the Eastern Conference. It is a luxury to have a superstar who can ease his way back into the rotation without the pressure of having to carry the entire scoring load every single night. The rest of the roster is playing at such a high level that Tatum can focus entirely on his rehab and his conditioning while the wins keep piling up. This team is built for a long championship run, and they are showing that they are a clear favorite in the NBA. I noticed that his shot mechanics looked very flat and lacked the beautiful arch that we saw during his championship run. It is clear that he is not getting enough power from his lower body, which is forcing him to use too much of his arms to get the ball to the rim. When a player lacks lift, their shooting percentages almost always take a dive because the physics of the jump shot are completely altered. He was missing short on several of his three-point attempts, which is a classic sign of tired legs or a lack of strength in the base. He will need to spend a lot of time in the gym working on his form to compensate for the current lack of explosive power in his calves. But the story does not end there because his recovery plan is designed for the long term. This slow pace is likely a conscious choice by the coaching staff, to ensure that he does not put too much stress on his body too early in his return. It is a huge relief to see him finish the game without any pain, and we must remember that his bounce will return as he continues to play and rehab. We are looking at a process that will take months rather than days, and we should reserve our final judgments until the playoffs actually begin. He looked good for a man who has not played in a year, and the more he plays, the more he will start to look like the superstar we all know. People love to compare him to LeBron, but Tatum has youth on his side and his body will eventually bounce back to its peak state. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated on his progress as he works his way back to being one of the best players in the NBA. Is Jayson Tatum still a top 5 player in the league if he never gets his vertical leap back to where it was before the injury? Tell me in the comments.